it's time to stretch. So let's release all that tension and stress and our emotions that are tied in with our tissues. So we're going to have the right foot forwards here, left foot back, toes are pointing back behind, okay? So what we're going to do here is bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Okay, and from here, you're going to roll on to the outer border of your foot. So your knees going out to the side. And then you lean your pelvis forwards and down. You're deeply stretching into that hip. Only do it if it's comfortable. You shouldn't feel any discomfort in the joint itself. You should be feeling a little stretch through the inner groin and then a deep stretch then through the outer glute sort of area. And the front of the left thigh. And everyone will feel it different. And this might be where you want to stay, or you can come down onto your forearms. You don't want to be going, you know, so deep into the stretch that everything contracts, because then it's, you know, it's going against what you're trying to do. So make sure that you can breathe into a nice soft belly, okay? No need for a firm hard belly here and a deep stretch. Just slow with the hips. The hips need time. You can see there's a little bit of movement here as I settle into it. Your hips might be crying out for you to stop right now. Resist the voice of your mind. Hold and deepen into that stretch. If you're on your forearms, walk your hands back up. You can bring the foot back so that you're not on the outer border, and then this time you're going to lift through the right hand and you're going to look up at your fingertips. So we're going to twist through the middle spine here. And then drop that right hand back down, step the right foot back. Let's do the same on the left. So left foot step forwards, lean the pelvis forwards and down. Big breath in. Take the hand to the inside of that foot. Roll onto that little toe side of the foot. So you want to feel an opening through this front of the right hip flexor. And then allow that left hip to slowly get into the stretch. Keep the connection with your breath. If you came down onto the forearms the last time, you can try again. Not always the same on both sides though, so if it doesn't feel right on the left, you don't need to do it. Keep the breath. Nice soft belly. Resisting the urge to move when the stretch gets a little uncomfortable. And a little uncomfortable. I don't want you crying at home. come up, back up onto your hands if you've been down on your forearms. This time we're going to lift the left hand up to the ceiling. Feeling a nice twist through the spine. And then lower the hands back down, step the left knee back. Okay, so this time we're going to stretch out through your shoulders. So you're keeping your hips directly above your knees, and then you're going to walk your hands forwards. And the aim here is to try and get your chin or your chest onto the ground. Might be there for everyone. So you just walk your hands forwards, and so you're allowing your back to arch, but don't be tempted to move the hips back. So the hips stay above the knees, and then you come all the way down in onto your chest and your chin if you can. So the idea here is we're stretching out the back of the shoulders. This is a pretty intense one for me. Might be easier for you. So a good stretch for the middle of the back. It's going into extension, which is often the opposite of where it spends its day, being rounded at a computer. Oh, it's a deep one. And then slowly lift your shoulders, walk your hands back. Okay, so that's a really nice one. Okay, so we're going to continue with the upper body sort of stretching. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add in a rotation. So you're going to take your right hand, okay, so you're going to take your right hand out to the side, and then you're going to take it under, and you're rotating to the side, okay? So your right shoulder is going down onto the ground as far through with your right hand and shoulder as you can get. Let the head relax down, and then your hand can stay here, it can lift up, and then turn your palm and bring the back of the palm to the front of the right groin, the hip crease, okay? And your head can look towards your right hand or toward your left shoulder. But either way, this is a pretty intense stretch for the middle of your back and for the back of the right shoulder. Press your hand down into the right hand down into the ground, and that should help you twist away from the right shoulder. See, can you breathe into your belly? You're holding these for even longer than 8 breaths. You really want to give your body the time to release into the stretch. And then uncurl the left arm, bring the palm back down to the ground, push up. Whoo! And that feels pretty good. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. I think that's the order. I'm never quite sure. Exhale. Press the hips back into child's pose. Good. Just give yourself a wee breath before we go into the next side. then come forwards, shoulders over the wrists. Take the left hand out to the side, turn the palm and scoop under, bend into the right elbow. Work that hand as far as is comfortable for you, so the back of the shoulders down. Now rest your head down onto the mat and then lift that right hand. Turn your palm and then try and reach for the front of the left thigh. Not everybody's going to get to the front of the left thigh, okay? So just bring it to the back if that's comfortable, or in fact leave it here at the front of the right hip. Wherever is right for you, okay? But walk that left hand out to the side as much as possible. Press the left hand into the ground. Oh, and then turn your head to wherever feels most comfortable. Check in with your breath. Release the right hand. Bring it back down beside your head. Press up through the right hand. Ooh, and then come back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to round. Inhale up. Exhale to round. Exhale to round. Press back into child's pose. I'm just going to hold this for 8 breaths. So allow your forehead to come down onto the ground. If you're having any trouble getting into these positions, use some cushions. Wherever you feel like you've got a bit of space that shouldn't be there, just stick in a cushion. Okay, I can't remember how many breaths that was. So we're going to come up into sitting, alright? The big thing with sitting poses is, if you don't have the length in your hamstrings and your lower back, so if you're a little bit stiff, you want to use cushions, okay? So you want your spine to look nice and straight in these postures. If you're like this, use cushions, or bend your knees enough so that you can bring yourself up nice and straight. So just play around with whatever feels right for you, but you don't want to start from here, okay? We're trying to get into a bend, but you don't want to do it with really tight hamstrings so that all the pressure is on the lower back. So what we're going to start with is, and open out to the front, is nice spreading wide of the legs, okay? So big thing to do here, I'm not going to use cushions right now because I don't feel like I need them, but if I feel like I'm sinking down, then I will. So I'm going to use my hands behind my buttock, lift the hips and set them back, okay? So you're trying to get that pelvis to tilt forwards. So you're trying to get a nice arch in the lower back and a tilting forwards of the pelvis. Then you spread the feet nice and wide, okay? So you feel that you've got a nice stretch through the ground. Now keep the upper body up nice and tall. Okay, so this here in itself is a good pose, and it's a hard pose. Bring your hands all the way up. So you're looking here from the side. See, can you keep that pelvis forward? So nice arch in the lower back, ribs back, shoulders up. And just breathe here for 8. So you're building up the postural muscles here in the upper body, grounding down through the legs. So the hamstrings are pressing down into the ground. So the legs are actually working here, so they're firm. You want to feel the quads activate, press down through your groin. And then reach your fingertips down to the front. Keep that nice long spine. So you're not here, we're walking hands forward, but keeping the spine nice and long. Good. And then we're just going to finish by allowing ourselves to round. So we're going to fold forwards if that's comfortable, okay? So you get that roundness into the spine, but if it feels really wrong in your hips or in your back, you don't need to do it. The other thing that's really nice here is bringing in some cushions. Okay, that's probably the solution for a lot of our problems. A few pillows. And so you can just fold forwards here, feeling pretty deep stretch in the groin. But nice and soft and relaxed in your upper body. That's the key. So I think we all hold our tension generally in our upper body. So if you can, when you're doing your yoga, try and release the tension from the upper body. And then come back up. Get rid of your cushions. And then walk the feet to the front. Okay, so from here, I'd stay sitting on a cushion if you have it. And you're going to take your right foot into the left groin. Okay? And then from here, we're going to come into a side bend and a twist. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn away from your left foot over your right thigh. So give yourself a little twist here over to the right. Use your hands to twist round. And then you're going to bring that left hand either to the inside of the left thigh, ankle, foot, wherever is most comfortable for you. Okay, everybody's going to be different here depending on the length of your hamstrings. So the idea though is that we've got our shoulder or chest twisting around to the right. Okay, so no matter where you are, you can have your chest twisting around to the right. And then you're going to lift up through the right hand. And this might be as far as you go. Otherwise, you're going to bend into that side bend through the spine and lean forwards over that left foot. So I'm trying to get my left shoulder down and leaning forwards because that's the length of my hamstrings, okay? But everyone is going to be different, okay? So this twist, side bend might just be all that you're getting here. You mightn't be getting any forward fold, okay? Or you can come down to the foot, twist, and just lean forwards. It's going to look different for everyone, okay? But you should feel it in your right ribs. Feel it in the spine, feel it in the hamstrings maybe. And then turn to look over your left leg, okay, and then we're just going to fold forwards into a forward bend, so shoot from the side, okay, so you're just walking the hands forward, keeping the spine nice and long, and then when you get to your limit, okay, you're just going to fold again. Use your cushions if you want, reach for the foot if that's available for you, but you're trying to get the spine to round here, okay, but you might need to bend your knee to bring your torso onto your thigh. Straighten it if it's available. You can grasp the opposite wrist if you've got really lots of length. And then you'll come all the way back up, and then you're going to step the right leg out in front, left foot into the right groin. Okay, so from here you're twisting to the left, okay, so give yourself an extra twist at the start, so right hand to the outside of the left knee, twist to look over that left shoulder. Okay, then reach that hand down wherever. You might be bent through the knee like this, okay, but you're trying to get that left shoulder in line with the right shoulder, okay, and then inhale, reach your hand up, hold the position here if that's right for you, otherwise you're straightening out through that leg and folding forwards, pressing the elbow into the thigh. And then turn your torso over that front thigh even. Keep the length in the lower back. Okay, keep up nice and tall for as long as you need, and then you're going to fold forwards. Bend in the knee as much as you need to, lifting your hips on your cushion, whatever is needed to allow yourself to fold forwards. And you want to be relaxed in these positions. Again, so my shoulders, my head are nice and relaxed. And then inhale, come all the way back up. So you've slowed everything down. Your breath should be really nice and smooth at this stage. And then you're just going to lower yourself onto the ground. You can finish with the wee knees into the chest. Rotate from side to side. And then you're just going to lower the legs down. Relax your hands down by your side. Tuck your shoulders under, shoulder blades under. You can, if you're like me, you might need to bend your knees and lift your hips and tuck your tailbone under so that my back can flatten and really relax into the ground. And then from here, just close off the eyes. Let your body melt into the mat. Bring your awareness to your breath. So you can remain where you are for a few more minutes. Otherwise, rolling onto your side. And I hope you enjoyed that nice stretch at the end. Nice release. Oh, 27 minutes.